Now, former TV anchor Sarunga has been freed by an Australian court after she was convicted in the murder case of her 3-year-old son.
When fame meets scandal, the fall can be louder than the rise. In Kenya's fast-paced celebrity world, the line between glitz and grime can be very thin. From once-envied power couples to public disgrace, some of the Kenya's most famous lovers have been caught in legal webs that left their fans shocked and disappointed. Today, we uncover the stories of Kenyan celebrity couples whose scandals led to arrests, courtroom drama, and even prison time. These aren't just tales of romance gone wrong. They are real stories of love, crime, betrayal, and punishment in the limelight. Rapper Jackson Makini, popularly known as Brasil, has always lived on the edge of controversy. But it was his stormy relationship with socialite Michelle Yola that drew law enforcement into his private affairs. The two were once reality TV darlings featured on Nairobi Diaries, where their toxic love became public spectacle. Their fights were intense and things escalated to alleged domestic violence that saw both parties arrested in 2016. On one occasion, Michelle Yola accused Brasil of physical assault at a club in Westlands, prompting police intervention. They were briefly detained for questioning.
Yeah. And you were one of the stories because allegedly you'd come out to say that Brasil is harassing you.
Yeah.
So is this true?
Yeah, he's been harassing me. He's been sending me threatening texts. He's been bullying me literally, but I've been quiet about it because I'm used to that. Even when we were dating, he used to harass me. So,
what is harassing? Define harassing. Like
when you're done with someone, you expect them to leave you alone, and like they do their thing, you do your thing, and everyone moves on peacefully. You know,
Yeah.
I'm actually friends with some of the people I've dated.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have to be enemies, and I thought that would be us.
Yeah.
Because really we were friends before anything happened. So this person, after we broke up, he's dragging my name in the dirt. He's talking about me, this and that. He's acting like the victim.
Yeah.
You know, and he's calling me a bitter and desperate person when in reality it's just because I don't talk. Like I haven't said anything.
And although charges were later dropped due to lack of evidence, the damage to their reputation was permanent. The toxic love affair served as a cautionary tale of how fame and volatile emotions can combust into scandal. DJ Cream was once the face of top-tier Kenyan entertainment, but behind the decks and flashing lights, he and his wife, Eunice, were allegedly linked to a scandal that nearly saw them jailed. In 2021, their names came up in a financial fraud investigation tied to a pyramid scheme that conned investors out of millions. While DJ Cream denied involvement, police reports revealed that Eunice had received suspicious deposits in her accounts. Authorities froze several banks' accounts pending investigations. Though the couple were not officially convicted, they spent time in custody as part of the inquiry and were later released on bail. The incident tainted DJ Cream's once pristine brand, and the couple eventually moved out of Nairobi, retreating from the limelight for years. Karen Nyamu, a nominated senator, and Ngugi superstar Samido have never had a quiet relationship. Their love triangle, involving Samido's wife, Eddie, and Nyamu had played out in public, but it was a brawl in Dubai that nearly landed them in jail. In December 2022, during a concert performance, Nyamu stormed the stage visibly intoxicated, trying to pull Samido away from his wife, and a fight ensued. Security intervened, but the situation escalated so badly that the UAE authorities briefly detained Karen and Samido for disturbing the peace. Diplomatic pressure helped secure their release, but the arrest made headlines across Kenya. Karen Nyamu faced intense backlash and was even summoned by UDA disciplinary committees.
Jafnel Nyakwama wrote to President William Ruto to expel the nominated senator over her conduct. As members of the National Youth Congress, we are deeply disappointed and embarrassed by the conduct of the senator, who appears intoxicated and disorderly in what appears to be a nightclub, Orina said in part of the letter. Na barua yenyewe ndio hii hapa. Hii ni barua ambayo imeandikwa na members wa UDA ambao wanamtaka Rais William Ruto kuweza kumtoa Karen Nyamu kama senator pale kwenye afisi za Senate.
Guys, kwani jana kuliendaje? Naamka napata nimetagiwa kila mahali. Kwani mlalangi? Wewe pombe sio supu. Ati jana nilichoma. Nimewacha pombe mimi. Sikunywi tena mimi. Ati kuliendaje?
What began as a love affair ended up becoming a national embarrassment and nearly an international criminal case. Mustafa and Naughty Flo were once hailed as the bad boy and rebel queen of Kenyan music, but their relationship was anything but harmonious. Their love life often made headlines for all the wrong reasons, from fights on Instagram Live to accusations of cheating and domestic abuse. Things took a legal turn in 2020 when Naughty Flo reported Mustafa to the police for allegedly threatening her and leaking private conversations online. Mustafa in turn accused Naughty Flo of physical assault. Both were taken in for questioning and detained overnight at Kilimani police station. Though neither faced charges, the incident damaged their careers and reputation.
You wouldn't deny. I mean, when you're in a relationship with someone and you love them and you trust them, and then you realize that he was actually cheating on you, you know, I found messages and stuff. You would be angry, you know, because I've not cheated on you. I expected you to do the same, but I felt like a fool. So obviously I got angry and yeah. But I wouldn't call it physical abuse. It's just...
Will there ever come a time that you'll consider going back to Mustafa?
No. I've given him too many chances already. Since 2017, man. It's 2020 now. I think I should move on.
Mustafa would later face financial struggles, while Naughty Flo rebranded but never fully recovered in the public eye. Vera Sidika and Brown Mauzo painted a glamorous picture of romance, wealth and parenting. But in 2022, rumors swirled that the couple had been detained in Dubai on suspicion of drug-related offenses. Though the case was never officially confirmed, Vera's sudden silence on social media for 2 weeks and the coinciding disappearance of Mauzo raised eyebrows. Sources claim that they were picked up at Dubai International Airport after authorities received intelligence on suspicious financial activities and possible trafficking links. They were released without formal charges, but both denied the incident ever occurred. Nonetheless, many believe the silence was strategic damage control. The scandal remains unproven, yet it cast a long shadow on their relationship, which eventually ended in a public breakup in 2023.
It was really tough. You went to Dubai. So many people on social media are like, oh, your trips are being sponsored and everything. How do you deal with such? Well, if they think my trip is sponsored, okay, I'm the sponsor, honey. Yes, I'm the sponsor. I sponsor them.
maybe lastly, let's talk about your relationship with Brown Mauzo. The rumor out there is you guys are actually together. Oh. Tell us about that.
we are not together. In fact, if anything, I want him to be far away from me as fast as possible, as quick as possible, and nowhere close to me.
Co-parenting. Are you guys looking forward to co-parenting?
It will take time. Things need to cool off a little bit before it gets there, because there's a lot that people don't really know. But I like to do things the mature way, but it's going to get there.
And that there was a look at the list of proposed ministries by the Orange Democratic Movement in this cabinet controversy. Here now is another list that proposed by the Party of National Unity. As you know, there is a cabinet controversy with the Orange Democratic Movement alerting the government that the deal is off should the proposed ministries not reflect what was agreed upon by President Mwai Kibaki and Prime Minister designate Raila Odinga yesterday. Here now is that list proposed by the Party of National Unity.
One of the most shocking and tragic celebrity scandals in Kenya's history is the story of former KTN anchor Esther Arunga and her husband Quincy Timberlake. After moving to Australia in 2014, their lives took a horrifying turn when their 3-year-old son died under suspicious circumstances. Quincy was later charged with his murder after confessing to exorcism-related injuries. Esther was also arrested and charged with being an accessory to the crime for giving false information to police. She was sentenced to a 10-month parole. The couple, once seen as a power duo in political and media spaces, had been linked to a bizarre cult called the Finger of God.
Now, former TV anchor Esther Arunga has been freed by an Australian court after she was convicted in the murder case of her 3-year-old son in 2014. She was handed a 10-month prison term but immediately freed on parole. In his ruling, Justice Martin Burns is quoted by the Australian Associated Press as saying that he was sympathetic to her situation when she spoke to the police investigating her son's death. Arunga had admitted to lying to the police in a bid to help her husband Quincy Timberlake avoid punishment. Timberlake is accused of killing their son Sinclair Timberlake. The boy died due to blunt force trauma to the abdomen in 2014 in their family home in Kalanga, Australia. On parole, Arunga will have to adhere to conditions set by the court that ensure she remains on her best behavior under the supervision of a parole officer during the period of her sentence.
The tragic story shocked Kenya and marked Esther's fall from grace. From prime time news to prison parole, Quincy remains in custody in Australia pending physiatric evaluation and trial. In the early 2000s, Shafiweru and singer Dabi Asila were the it couple in the Kenyan entertainment scene. However, their love story ended in bitterness and scandal. Dabi later accused Shafi of emotional and physical abuse, leading to a case being filed with Nairobi police. While Shafi denied all accusations, Dabi's public interview and emotional statement brought renewed attention to gender-based violence in celebrity circles. Though the case was settled privately and no jail sentence was issued, Shafi was arrested briefly for questioning. Years later, the two still avoid discussing each other's in interviews, and the case remained a painful memory in Kenya's entertainment history. Fame can be a double-edged sword. For these celebrities couples, what began as love stories turned into cautionary tales of downfall, disgrace, and sometimes prison. The bright lights of fame can often hide the dark corners of abuse, crime, and cover-ups. While some found redemption, others vanished from the public eye, scarred by the weight of their actions. As fans, we often idolize celebrity relationships, forgetting they are human too. Flawed, vulnerable, and susceptible to the same temptations and mistakes as anyone else. In the end, these stories remind us that behind every Instagram perfect love story there could be secrets, some of which are serious enough to land you behind bars. If you find this documentary revealing, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the real lives behind Kenya's biggest celebrities. Comment below which couple shocked you the most. Until the next time, stay informed and stay safe. Who do you think we should feature their story on our channel? leave a comment below this video. Remember to subscribe, share and like our content. Subscribe Radido TV and follow my TikTok account Radido TV 254 for more interesting stories and controversial and trending news. See you on the next episode.